Hey guys, so you made it through all 3 videos. Congratulations, my friend. You do not have ADD. If you're just joining us for the last one and you just want to pick up some finishing tips, that's fine too. I mean, I really suggest that you go back and you watch the other 2, but you didn't hurt my feelings at all. I'm not hurt. Just kidding. I'm really not hurt. I'm really glad that you made it all the way through, and I really do hope that you found something useful that you can use throughout all of this stuff that I've talked about. I'm just going to give a shout out to some of my commenters. They're pretty much as follows: Harlequin Woodworks, Tim Campbell, Adam Nickel, The Rancor King, Kira Miller, Zephyriah, and Max Turner, and my top commenter is the Sneak Capture Craft. I wanted to go through some of the things that were requested of me, and the funny thing is that when I was going through the video, I said stuff like, if you have an idea about anything Troll Hunter related, or if you had anything related to a Grateful Dead song or something like that. And as much as I love you, I need a dunce cap. Like, now. I need to start drawing names of requests out of a dunce cap, so I'm disappointed none of you got it right. So, because you didn't follow directions, I'm gonna read some of your requests out loud. Hope you're not too embarrassed. Okay, so from the Troll Hunter piece that I did, which was not Enrique, Harlequin Woodworks commented, Harlequin from Chrono Cross emoji. Absolutely awesome work. Loved the vid. It does sound like you're a little close up on the mic. We are working on that. But dunce cap. And Tim Campbell, also in the same video, the not Enrique one, commented, love the video. Draw someone small and plucky with a bladed boomerang that rides the shoulder of a gentle giant with fur and spiked shoulder armor, and is also blind for some reason, and they're in a swamp. But there are huts made out of giant mushrooms? Okay, full disclosure, I am a little drunk. Tim, you get full brownie points for admitting that you were drunk commenting this. I don't know if this is from something, or if something you just came up with on the fly. It's a great suggestion, but also totally not what I asked for, so dunce cap. On Truckin' Sam, which is my Grateful Dead piece, I know a lot of you guys are not Deadheads, that's okay, but what I asked for was if you had any album art or song inspiration from the Grateful Dead, but what the Sneak Capture Craft commented was, this is fantastic work. This make me want to see you make a southwestern landscape, maybe a happy little starving horse and lonely cowboy. Yeah, also dunce cap. That's kind of not what I asked for. Oh, also on the Uncle Sam. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get you to do a Rockwell. I think that a southwestern scape with your cyberpunk flavor would be interesting to see. Southwest scapes tend to be heavy on the pastel shades and light on the edges. I like the way you color things though, and that would think that it would stand out with a nice sharp bold use of softer colors. Very astute. I'll keep all of this in mind. He also asked for something else on Not Enrique, and I think it was like a World War II pinup to a spunky little jam that he put up. Also dunce cap, but I really appreciate how much you've been involved with it. It's made me smile, really. In the future, pay attention to what I am asking you to comment on, because I will be far more likely to pay attention to a request. As always, I really appreciate your comments, and because of that, I'm going to pick one of you lucky people that commented the wrong thing in my comment box to do a Dunce Cap drawing of the month. It might be silly, it might be good. We'll find out, shall we? But let me know if you want to keep on doing this because it's kind of fun, isn't it? If you have any other video suggestions, anything that you want to learn at all, let me know. And thank any of you that actually participated in the little raffle contest that I did so far. If you don't know what it is, visit the first part of this video series. I'll lay it out for you. Everything's in the description, all the rules and all. Basically, to recap, if you take a screenshot of any time that you have shared one of my videos or my channel, I'll enter your name as a raffle ticket into the bucket. And once I reach 100 subscribers, I will pick one of your names out and I will do a request. Anything you want within reason. No gross things, no weird fetishes. I don't do that. But anything else, I'll go ahead and make a fully rendered painting. I'll take a video of the process. I will credit you, and then I will send you the signed canvas and send it to you to your address. So thanks a lot for everything. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get into the artwork, shall we? Alright, so I already welcomed you. I'm not doing it again. We're just gonna get right on into this one. A lot of times, if I'm finishing a piece, I'm gonna go into Photoshop and pull out like the rest of the effects that I want there. There's something about how Photoshop interpolates things that I really like, but instead we're just gonna stick to Clip Studio Paint for right now. What you're gonna start doing is the part that nobody likes, which is zoom in and clean up everything. I know it's really tedious, but it is important. Unless you're doing a feely piece, you want to zoom in and hyper clean your stuff. So put edges around things that aren't defined well enough. You're going to notice that you've been making a bunch more mistakes than you initially thought, which is always fun because you've already made a whole bunch, right? Now, when you pull back, you can see that everything is so much cleaner. And this thing back there, I still don't know what it is. What the hell is that? I mean, is it a window or a hatch or a clock or a vault thing? I don't know. It seems to be utterly distracting. I think that's why I have gone through and tried to texture it and pull down all of the brights in it, because I think I made that way too bright. I've just kind of inverse selected everything that is not the super brighty brights and decided to texture all of that out and then reverse the selection and texture that out. Oh good, her lips look a little less like Nicki Minaj now. That makes me so much happier. They were really bugging the crap out of me, if you couldn't notice. But I think her face is looking better, aside from the fact that she could eat somebody with her nose. I've got this normal layer on here now, and I know that sounds really weird that I've gone back through after all these effects and put down a normal layer, but normal layers help you find edges of things that you wouldn't be able to really do with just a multiplier, just a lighting effects layer. So a normal layer is actually a really important part of your effects because you're defining the space in which the lighting effects live. This normal layer, it helps to go through things like hair and give it like stray pieces, because hair is somewhere between like fire and water. It's kind of its own organic living thing. And if you don't let it kind of be itself and move the way it wants, then it just looks lifeless and limp and nothing is shining off of it or anything. I'm going to talk a little bit about your brushes right now. In Clip Studio, I like to use mostly the watercolor brushes because they give me the most amount of mix possibility. I even sketch with dense watercolor. And I think I do that because it's easier to transform your line work into a painting. And then I use a lot of textury brushes, give things a little bit more shape and make it feel a little less plastic. And smooth watercolor and paint and apply really help you with like weird little sfumato effects. If you don't know what sfumato is, I highly encourage you to research it. Good for you. Classical painting stuff that I never went to college for. It's helpful though. Now I've gone down and I've condensed down my layers because I felt happy with most of them, enough to where I wanted to condense it down to increase my computer's ability to handle all of what I'm doing. And then I go right back through and I start adding some more freaking layers. That's just how it goes. And again, you know, I'm redefining a lot of things with Multiply again, because when you're going back and forth, you'll notice that you don't have as many things defined as you thought you did. It's just a back and forth process. If you stop and step away and look, if you get lost in either pulling back too much or if you're zoomed in too much all the time, you get lost in the little details and you forget what it's supposed to look like as a composition. These little drones that I'm working on in the front, I want them more defined, because the ones in the back I want to start making kind of like a field depth sort of effect, with the fact that the front ones are really clean and the back ones fade into the distance, kind of like how your eyes treat things. That McDonald's sign is real fuzzy from a couple of blocks away, but you still know it's McDonald's because you've seen 100 of them before. Well, you've seen 100 of these little droney guys that I've just made now, and those guys in the background, they don't need the extra line work to be there. In fact, I think it's better with a little bit of a field blur effect. Now really pay attention to your tech and your weapons. You can probably study art for most of your life and never quite get tech and weapons correct. It just involves a certain part of your brain that seems like, to me, that only some people really have to make it successful, but I'll keep trying. It's not the best gun, but I think it gives it, you know, some character. I think it's got its own little feel to it. I'm kind of going like back and forth on multiply and add glow with it to bring out the edges in it, and also I'm using kind of like a crosshatch pattern on like the handle areas and grip and the metal. And apparently I am mad at this arm yet again. So I'm just going to go ahead and redo that. See what I mean? You never stop changing anything. Never, never, never. Now pay attention to where your light is coming from. That'll help define your shadows. What the shit did I just do? Oh, I know what I did. Her arm position was wrong. Well, guess what? It's still wrong. Hooray! I don't think I ever fixed that. That's okay. Well, you get the idea. I could probably spend another 100 hours on this and still not consider myself done. But we're gonna go ahead and stop right here. If there's anything you're interested in a tutorial about, let me know what you have in mind in the comment section below. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and remember you can always find me on DeviantArt, Twitter, and Instagram. Just look up Wayward Dreams. We'll see you next time.